Hey mamas, so what am I doing right there? That's a shoulder stand. If you would like to know how to get into shoulder stand, this is the tutorial for you. So first of all, why do we get into shoulder stand? What are the benefits? So it really helps to open up that back and really release any of the tension that we hold between the vertebrae. It also compresses the thyroid in the neck. So if you have any hormonal issues, things are a bit out of whack. So all of us around pregnancy and those early years with young children, this is going to help to balance those hormones and really even things out a little bit. Now, if you are brand new to shoulder stand, I suggest you start with a blanket folded underneath the shoulders, just so there's a bit more space for the neck. When we first do shoulder stand, it can sometimes feel a bit constrictive in the upper chest and with our breathing. So just go really slow and gently. To start with, we start against the wall. So if you've never done shoulder stand before, come up against the wall, take your hip right up it. So it's almost like you're trying to sit on the wall, and then roll the legs up, because what you want is your bottom right up against the wall. Draw the toes back towards you. So this is legs up the wall. So the muscles of the thighs are active and pressing into this wall. Then keep the heels where they are and slowly pivot, pressing the feet into the floor and lifting the hips high. And you'll notice that I'm starting to come to a bit of a right angle with my legs and my calves. Then if you want to lift off, you can take one leg off at a time. So starting to become a little bit braver, but without putting too much pressure into the back. When you're ready, you could take the elbows right underneath you, hands onto the back, lift the feet off. And then slowly come back down. Give yourself a few moments to reset. We always need to do this after an inversion, and then slowly roll to come back up. So that's the supported version with the wall. If you want to move into shoulder stand without any props, we're just going to come to lie down on the back. A good prep pose for being able to come up into shoulder stand without having to really flip ourselves, so with using core strength, is just to take the palms onto the floor and slowly lift the hips off. So a lot of core strength happening to lift those hips slightly off the floor. When you're ready to move into shoulder stand, it's a similar sort of action. So you're pressing the hands into the floor, lifting the hips up. Bringing the hands onto the lower back, walking the elbows in. And then pressing the toes up. So you can see that my toes are active, my legs are active. And we find the breath here. So variations from shoulder stand, you may like to play with halasana or plow pose, so the feet come over the head if they touch. So it's early morning here, my feet, my hamstrings are quite tight, so they may not come to the floor, we're only just touching. By the end of the day, my feet are usually touching, and I can then interlace the fingers and walk up a little bit higher. Stay here and breathe. You can take knees to either side of the face. So just experimenting, you could walk one foot out and then the other, or you could even play with the legs here. Having a play with how you can move and how the balance shifts and changes. When you're ready, engage through the core, slowly roll back down. So I hope that helps you get into shoulder stand. Lots of benefits to be had there. We usually practice it towards the end of our practice. So go through all your standing poses or your stretching and then come down for one of these inversions to really sort of just settle everything, calm the mind, and get you really ready for your Shavasana. Thanks for joining me, and namaste.